Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to NHL 18 franchise mode with your Quebec Nordiques. Yes, we are back here again to play the 2020 NHL playoffs. Or should I say, continue the 2020 NHL playoffs, because me being the idiot that I am, last episode, I accidentally simulated through Game 1 of the 2020 playoff series in Round 1 against the LA Kings. However, Connor Brown did score 3 points, and we won 5-3, so I'm not going to complain too much. Now, the Quebec Nordiques 19/20 season saw them get 51 wins, 21 losses, and 10 overtime or shootout losses, which is good enough to tie them with first in the league. Yes, they tied for first in the league. They clinched the Western Conference. However, they didn't win the President's Trophy because the Washington Capitals, who had as many points as them, had more regulation or overtime wins, which is a shame. I mean, I would have liked to have won the President's Trophy our third year back in the league. If we could win the President's Trophy, that would have been incredible. However, you know what they say about teams that win the President's Trophy. You know the supposed curse behind that, so I'm quite glad that we didn't win it in some ways. Now, the main reason we got to where we did there is because of this guy here, Mr. Erik Karlsson. Free agent signing, 68 points in 73 games, one of our only 20-goal scorers. We had like a dozen sort of teen scorers. So our goal production was very much spread across lots of different players, which is nice. But yeah, we're still kind of missing that superstar point per game kind of player, really, aren't we? We've got Karlsson, who's almost a point per game, but he's not quite that, though, is he? So even though we've played the first game of this series, the playoff tree looks like this. So we have Chicago against Winnipeg, Quebec against LA, Calgary against San Jose, and Vancouver against Vegas. I believe this is, in this game, Vegas' first playoff appearance. I'm not quite sure. Then we have Pittsburgh against Philadelphia. Oh, that's a great series. Washington against Carolina. We have Buffalo against Ottawa. And Tampa Bay against Montreal. Before we carry on the playoffs, or start the playoffs, however you wish to call it, let's just take a look at our lines. I don't know why we're over there. So, with this, we have two guys injured on our lineup. We have Andrei Burakovsky, our second line right winger, and we have Jonas Korpisalo is injured, so they should hopefully be back during the playoffs if we make it that far. So the first line, we have Ritchie with Spooner and Reinhardt, Domi with Filppula and Dadonov, Nieto with Tierney and Brown, and Russell with Anderson and Watson. Defense, oh look at that first pair. Brodin with Karlsson, Ekholm with Shattenkirk, and Kokoek with Vatanen. Then goalies, we have Steve Mason and the placeholder Alexander Datsuk. Scratched, we have two healthy scratches, Colton Sissons, Adam McQuaid, two injured scratches, Korpisalo and Andrei Burakovsky. So, that is your team. Let's move on to Game 2. So we've won Game 1. We are 3 games away from going through to the next round. Game 2 at the Videotron Centre. Our 2020 Stanley Cup run starts here, folks. I'm not accepting a first or second round exit here, gents. Spooner against Gaborik for the opening face-off of Game 2 at the Videotron Centre. Here we go, Nordiques. First period. Okay, they managed to open the scoring. Drew Doughty manages to score. 9 shots to 8 in favour of Quebec, though. Second period. Okay, they managed to get another one. Gaborik scores. 18 shots to 16, though, in favour of Quebec. Will times 8 simulate the third period. Anything going to happen here for the Nordiques? We going to pick a goal up at all? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So it looks like we're getting shut out in Game 1. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see. So they're probably going to pot an empty netter, and it'll be a 3-0 victory for them. Called it. So it's a 3-0 win for the LA Kings. And we're tied going back to the Staples Center. At least we've got one win, though. At least we've got a win on the series. We're not down 2-0. So if we take both games at the Staples Center, we should come back and win it at home in 5 games. But we've got to win the games at the Staples Center first, and that's not an easy task. So Carter against Spooner for the opening face-off of the first game of the 2020 playoffs in LA. First period. Okay, they open the scoring again. Adrian Kempe on Steve Mason. 12 shots to 10, though, in favour of the Nordiques. Come on, Quebec. Score a goal. Second period. Okay, good. Austin Watson, the fourth line right winger. 25 shots to 19 in favour of Quebec. We go to the third period. We 8 times simulate it because it's a tie game. Come on, Nordiques. Break this tie. Take the lead here, Quebec. You know you want to, fellas. There you go, Valtteri Filppula. Let's get an insurance marker. I don't like having a 1-goal lead on this team. They can shut it down, but I'm not sure we can. I mean, we've got 2 solid first pair defensemen, but the rest of them I'm not entirely sure. And there you go. Okay, so faith restored. A 2-1 victory for the Quebec Nordiques in Game 3 of the series. 3 points in 3 games for Connor Brown. He hasn't scored a point since game 1. What can you do? So, game 4. If we win this, we're 1 game away from the second round of the playoffs. Let's do this, folks. Here we go. Filppula against Jeff Carter for the opening face-off. First period. Okay, it's a 1-0 lead to them again. Jeff Carter scores on Mason, 14 shots to 10 in favour of the hometown Kings. Come on, Nordiques, you know you want to. Second period. Okay, good. Evgeny Dadanov. 23 shots to 19 in favour of Quebec. It's a tie game. 8 times simulate the third period. A power play goal by Dadanov. He's one off a hat-trick. A power play for the Kings. We kill it off. Nice job, gents. Nick Ritchie with the insurance marker. Perfect. This is what I like to see, fellas. We've bounced back from that poor game where we got shut out, and we've taken the lead. 2-goal lead. Can Dadanov get an empty net hat-trick goal? It would be lovely. It would be nice, but it doesn't matter. We win 3-1. So we are 1 game away from the second round of the playoffs. Let's shut this series down in 5 games. Dadanov with a pair of goals. Beautiful effort, gents. Let's do this. So game 5 of the series. Back in the Videotron Centre. Let's do this. Here we go. Filppula against Anze Kopitar for the opening face-off. Nordiques, let's shut it down here, fellas, in front of your home fans. Oh, an early power play. First period. Okay, so 2-1 game to us. Lias Anderson with the current game-winning goal. Connor Brown gets a goal and Tyler Toffoli scores. However, they are almost doubling us up on shots, 15-8. Come on, Nordiques. Second period. Okay, they managed to tie the game. Jeff Carter scores. 25 shots to 20 in favour of the Kings. An early power play, but we kill it off. Well done, gents. Come on, Nordiques. Let's break this tie open. Break the game open and get this series clinching win. Come on, Nordiques. You know you want to, fellas. Come on, Nordiques. You know you want to score. Come on, boys. It's late in the game. Oh, we go to overtime. 34 shots to 33 in favour of LA. Can we do this? Can we win in overtime? Here we go. Come on, Nordiques. Power play to them. Good kill. Come on, Nordiques. Power play to them. Ooh, good kill. Power play. Come on. No! Patrick Hornqvist scores in overtime. The 40th shot of the game. And the LA Kings live to play another day. Let's shut this down in 6 games then, fellas. I'm not going to a game 7. Just to look at this calendar, both of the games, they won a game 3-0. And then they won a game. That game could have gone either way. If that's the difference maker in this series, I'm done. We're not going out in the first round here, folks. Come on, fellas. Let's take this in 6 games, move on, and have a good day. Here we go. Back at the Staples Center. Undefeated at the Staples Center in the playoffs. Kopitar against Spooner for the opening face-off. First period. Okay, no score after the first. Only 8 shots to 6 in favour of Quebec. Nordiques, I believe in you here, boys. Second period. It's a 2-0 lead to them. Toffoli and Mott score 19 shots to 14 in favour of the Kings. Reid Boucher gets the 3rd goal of the game. We're not getting shut out 3-0 again. Come on, Nordiques. Turn up. It's 4-0. It's a 4-0 game. We're going to 7 games. 5-0 victory. Quebec Nordiques, hang your fucking heads in shame. You could have locked this series down 2 games ago. Right, you've got to pick yourselves up and you've got to get this done. You have got to get this done in Game 7. Our fans are calling from some heads. From some heads, for some heads. Let's do this. 8-time simulation here for Game 7. I'm not going out in back-to-back round 1s. We lost in round 1 against the Oilers last year. I'm not doing it again this year, boys. At the Videotron Centre, ×8 simulation for the whole game. Nordiques, open this scoring. Thank you, Eric Carlson. He listens. Thank you, son. Get that insurance marker. Nick Ritchie, he listens. Good, let's make it 3-0. Let's make it 3-0 before the end of the first. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, wonderful. Right, so the end of the first period, I should say. 11 shots to 11. Okay, in the second period, let's go. Do not let them score. Damn it, Murphy! Come on, let's get that insurance marker again, Nordiques. Do not let them come back in this game, fellas. I will not have it. Thank you, Lias Anderson! Thank you, son, with the insurance marker, I should say. I was going to say the game-winning goal, but it's not. Well, not yet, anyway. Good, so as the period comes down, good. Okay, 21 shots to 17 in favour of the hometown Nordiques, a 3-1 lead going into the third period. Hold this lead, Quebec Nordiques. You can do it. A power play. Okay, doesn't matter that you couldn't score. Doesn't matter. As long as we keep them off the board. Erik Karlsson with his second of the game. Perfect. A 3-goal lead. A 5-on-3 power play. Can't quite get it done. Fair enough. Would have been nice to have scored on that. But that's all she wrote, ladies and gents. Game 7, a victory for the Quebec Nordiques. We dug our heels in and we got it done. They listened. They knew that I was disappointed in them. They dug their heels in and they got the job done. Perfect. So, the Golden Knights have gone through in 7 games. Every single series in the first round of the Western Conference has gone to 7 games. The Habs have gone through, the Capitals have gone through, the Presidents winning Capitals. The Flyers have gone through and the Senators have gone through. So, we're either playing Chicago or Winnipeg here, I believe. And we are playing the Chicago Blackhawks. Okay, then. So they are the only other team that got 100 points in the regular season. This is going to be a tough matchup here, folks. But I think we can do this. I think we have what it takes. They've been through a 7-game series as well. So let's take these first 2 games at home, then sweep them at the United Centre. So game 1, let's get this victory. Here we go. Don't want to make any changes. So new series. Spooner against Little. We traded Little to Chicago for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, so 1-1 game. Erik Karlsson with his 3rd goal in 2 games and Hartman scores on Mason. 10 shots apiece. Come on, Quebec. Second period. And it's 5-1. Tays, Saad, Anisimov, Kane. 5 goals on 20 shots. 3rd period. Just cut the bleeding there. Sam Reinhart gets 1. Steve Mason, you fucked up there, son. You fucked up there. 4 goals in the 2nd period. Oh, multiple players are eligible to be dressed. I assume this is Korpisalo and Burakovsky. So we go best lines. No, I guess that isn't it. Wait, hang on a minute. So, who's eligible to be done? Well, Lias Anderson. What? I'm so confused. Hang on a minute. Colton Sissons. I don't want you. I want Lias Anderson. Thank you. Let's swap Brown with Dadonov here. And then I assume it's Korpisalo. Okay. We're going to put Korpisalo in there after the awful game by Steve Mason. That was atrocious. Right, game 2. Let's take at least 1 here at the Videotron Centre out of these 2. Here we go. Spooner against Taves for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. Let's get this done. First period. Okay, good. Connor Brown scores on Corey Crawford. Switch him up to the second line. He scores a goal. Good lad. 14 shots to 13 in favour of Quebec. Let's keep it going, boys. Second period. Okay, good. Connor Brown again. 28 shots to 21 in favour of the Nordiques. Times 8 simulation. If it goes 3-0, I will sim the rest of the period. Brandon Saad gets 1 back. Do not let them tie this, Quebec. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Thank you, Erik Karlsson. His 4th goal in 3 games. He's scoring some clutch goals for us in this postseason, is Mr. Erik Karlsson. Patrick Kane scores another one. Please do not let them tie this game late, fellas. Thank you. A 3-2 victory. Korpisalo, good job, son. You did allow some pretty annoying goals. Nick Ritchie's got a herniated disc. He's out till July. Okay, so he's out for the playoffs. Nick Ritchie is out for the playoffs. That means it's time for Clutch Domi to come in. Get the job done. So, Nieto, you're a 3rd scoring line forward. If Dadonov, you come play here. Right winger. And then Anderson, you can come and play here. And that means that Colton Sissons can come play centre down here. Good. Actually, let's put Anderson as the 3rd line centre. There you go. We've got to do 3-on-3. Of course we do. So, Reinhart, Domi, and Reinhart, Domi, Nieto. There you go. How's that for you on the 3-on-3? I don't think you have any 3-on-3s in the postseason anyway, unless there's like a shit ton of penalties. Oh, excuse me. Right, so we're going to the United Centre. If we take both games here, we're 1 game away from the Western Conference Finals, where we don't know who will play yet. So here we go. Oh, Calgary got through as well. Right, here we go. Spooner against Taves in Game 3 for the opening face-off at the United Centre. First period. Okay, good. Connor Brown again. 3 goals in 2 games. That's what I like to see. However, 15 shots to 11 in favour of Chicago. Let's get that insurance marker, boys. Second period. Okay, they managed to get one. Jonathan Taves scores on Korpisalo. 25 shots to 21. Times 8 simulation for the 3rd. Come on, Quebec. Thank you, Valtteri Filppula. Thank you very much, son. Our first shot of the 3rd period. We get that goal. Kill that penalty. Thank you, lads. Let's get an insurance marker here, Quebec. Thank you, Sam Reinhart. I love it when my players listen to me. Perfect. Let's keep going. Good. A power play. Do you want to score another one? No, that's all right. Not a problem. As the clock winds down. Oh, Anisimov gets one, 15 seconds left, but that's not enough as the Nordiques have taken the lead in this series. They lost game 1. They've taken games 2 and 3. Brodin with 9 assists in 10 games. Not a single goal, though. Hey, Andrei Burakovsky's back. That's brilliant. So that means that Dadonov can go here. Tierney can go here. And we can swap you out for Burakovsky. Perfect. Wonderful. So Burakovsky's playing left wing for us. Yeah, that's fine. That'll do. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've got a really big cold, really big cough anyway today. So, game number 4 of the series. If we win this, we're 1 game away and we can lock it down at home. Here we go, folks. Spooner against Taves for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques, let's shut this down. First period. Okay, no score after the first. 18 shots to 3, though, in favour of Quebec. Wow, 3 shots on goal for Chicago. That's some great defence there, boys. Second period. Okay, good. Carlson and Reinhardt, that's what I like to see. 31 shots to 9. 9 shots in 2 periods. That's almost a shot, like, every 2 minutes. Or every 4 minutes. Wow. So we'll times 8 simulate the third period. Let's make sure we shut this down, fellas. If they score one, we score one back. Thank you, Max Domi. He goes on the first line. He starts scoring some clutch goals for us. That's what I like to see, dude. That's what I like to see. Erik Karlsson's been very clutch for us, though, this postseason. Ryan Spooner decides to add one to the mix. Oh, Chicago, you might get shut out here today, folks. Korpisalo has returned, and he's cemented himself as the starting goaltender once again, ladies and gents. Beautiful effort there. Andrei Burakovsky's injured again, and he's out till June. Okay, let's bring Sissons back, shall we? My goodness. So Colton Sissons come back in for us. That means that you can swap there. Tierney swaps there. Okay, good. So, 10 points in 11 games for our free agent signing, Sam Reinhart. Picked him up at the trade deadline last year because he hated playing in Buffalo. What happens? He's our leading point scorer in the playoffs. Scouting. Let's go defense in the SHL for 2 weeks. See what happens there, shall we? So, we have the potential to lock this series down here in 5 games against one of 3 teams that hit 100 points this regular season. Or 100 points. 110 points or something. Here we go. Doesn't matter. At the Videotron Centre, we're 1-1 so far this series at the Videotron Centre. Let's shut this down. First period. Okay, so 2-1 game to us. Connor Brown and Evgeny Dadonov. These two are some decent depth scorers for us. Anisimov gets one on Korpisalo, though. 15 shots, almost doubling them up in shots, 15-8. Second period. Okay, no score in the second. 30 shots to 17. We're going to times 8 simulate the third period. Can we get that insurance marker? Come on, Quebec Nordiques. We need that insurance marker here, fellas. Come on, you can do this. You could. Oh, Tanakiro, why? Right, come on, Quebec. We need to break this tie again. Break this tie again, Quebec. You know you want to. Come on, Quebec. You know. Quebec, you've got to do this. You've got to do this. And we're going to... Oh, Valtteri Filppula! Oh, Valtteri Filppula! 19 seconds left in the game. And Valtteri Filppula scores the game-winning and series-clinching goal. Oh, my word. What a goal for Valtteri Filppula. That might be the biggest goal he's ever scored in his career. Connor Brown with 10 points in 12 games. 7 goals in 12 games. He's killing it right now. You guys, you deserve a bit of a break there. The first series was tough. We beat Chicago in the next round. Oh, this is a close one, folks. This is a close one. Wow. Oh, my word. So, who are we playing in the next round? It went to 7 games. Oh, we're against the Vegas Golden Knights. So, Washington are playing Ottawa in the conference finals, and we are playing the Vegas Golden Knights in the Western Conference Finals. They made it there in the first year of their existence in real life. In this game, they've made it in their 3rd year of existence. Now, Nordiques, we can make it through to the Stanley Cup Finals here. I believe in our first year we made it through to the Conference Finals, didn't we? And then we lost to the St. Louis Blues, who then won the Stanley Cup. So let's get this done, fellas. Let's do this. Game 1 in the Videotron Centre, Reinhardt against Nico Hischier for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, wow, it's a 2-1 game. Ekholm and Domi score, but James Neal, the real deal Neal, scores on Korpisalo. 13 shots to 11 in favour of Vegas, though. Second period. Okay, it's a 3-2 game. Domi scores another, but William Karlsson scores one on Korpisalo. Times 8 simulation, and Sami Vatanen scores a power play goal early in this third period, less than 2 minutes in, and we've got that insurance marker lead. It looks like the Nordiques are going to take this game, and I'm quite happy about that. I'll have it. Yeah, one game series lead in the Western Conference Finals. Thank you very much, fellas. Let's do it. So there you go. Game 1, a 4-2 victory for the Quebec Nordiques. That's what I like to see, fellas. Good job. Matt Nieto has been injured. He'll be out till May 22nd. I believe that's quite soon, though. So that's not a huge loss to us. Elias Anderson playing at an 80 overall. Brilliant. Right, we need to make a roster move here. Yep. So let's find a decent player from our system. So, Cedric Paquette. Thomas Yurko. Actually, no, Cedric Paquette is a fourth-line guy. Andrew Kopp is a fourth-line guy. Philip Ahl. Let's bring up Ahl. Why not? He's a young guy. He deserves a chance. So, let's put Philip Ahl on the fourth line. So, Russell... Oh, Russell's a fourth line forward. Is anybody here not? No, okay. So, Russell, you get to play up there. We'll bring in Philip Ahl. He's 75 overall. He should be 76, but he's only 22 years old. And, yeah, we signed him as a free agent, so he may as well. Then extras, 3-on-3. Oh, hello. 3-on-3. Let's just chuck Slater Kokowek in there. I don't know. And best lines for the AHL squad. Yep, not a problem. Okay, so Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Let's see if we can lock this down at the Videotron Centre and sweep them in Vegas, the T-Mobile Arena. Here we go. So, Spooner against Zach Smith for the opening face-off of Game 2. First period. Okay, they take 2 goals. Marchessault with 2 goals. Wow, one with 36 seconds left in the period. 13 shots to 10 in favour of Vegas. Let's tie this game up after this period, folks. Second period. Okay, no, they get another one. Nico Hischier scores on Korpisalo. I'm not expecting us to tie this game or even win it. So, third period. There you go. 3-0 victory for the Vegas Golden Knights over the Quebec Nordiques. So, the series is tied, as you would expect. Okay, moving on to the next round. Player morale. What's up, fellas? I assume it's going to be Philip Ahl, like, hi! You won't regret it. Prove you can stay up here. You responded favourably. Good. Right, let's keep going, fellas. Here we go. Game 3 of the series. We've moved to the T-Mobile Arena. If we take both games here, we can shut it down at home. Spooner against William Karlsson for the opening face-off. First period. Okay, no score after the first. 12 shots apiece. 2 very evenly matched teams here by the looks of it. Come on, Quebec. You can do this, fellas. Well, we've already done the first period, haven't we? Whoops. Second period. Okay, damn it. Hischier and Theodore. Fuck's sake. Keep getting 2 goals on us. 26 shots to 22. Come on, Nordiques. If they make it 3-0, we'll just call it a day in this game. We cannot be shut out again, Quebec. Come on, cut this lead in half and get that game-tying goal. Nordiques, we're not getting shut out in back-to-back games. You can forget about it, fellas. Patrick Maroon scores. Wait, wait, careful. There you go. So, a 3-0 shutout victory again for the Vegas Golden Knights on the Quebec Nordiques. I'm not happy with this, fellas. I'm not happy at all. Have not scored a goal in 120 minutes of game time. So, Christiani, you're going to go here. Elias Anderson, you're having your chance on the second line. Do it. Filppula, you're going on the first. And Ahl, you can play there instead of Russell. It's the forward lines, it's the scoring that we're not doing well on. So, what we need to do is we need to take this game, and then we're right back where we started. So then it'll become a best of 3. I think that's the smart thing to do. So it's a 2-1 series lead for the Vegas Golden Knights. We're at the T-Mobile Arena for Game 4. Filppula against Riley Smith for the opening face-off. Come on, boys. First period. Okay, no score after the first. 10 shots to 9 in favour of Vegas. Do not let them score 2 goals on us this period. Don't. Second period. Thank you. Now it's our turn. Colton Sissons. Yes, son. 22 shots to 16 in favour of the Nordiques. We've got that insurance marker lead. Let's hold it and get a shutout, fellas. hold it and get a shutout. It's what we deserve. They've shut us out in back-to-back games. A power play. There you go. Dadonov on the power play. We've still got a power play. Does anybody else want to score? Nope. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, let's just make sure we keep this shutout for Korpisalo. Thank you very much. So they shut us out in back-to-back games. We shut them out in game 4. That's what I like to see, fellas. Good fight back. Not a single goal scored by Jonas Brodin this playoffs, but he has got 12 assists. So, I mean, he's doing something, right? So the scouting assignment's done. Let's scout the defenseman in Russia for 2 weeks then. Matt Nieto's back. Perfect. So, I'm going to have to scratch you, bud. Scratch player. Yep. And then Matt Nieto can slot in here again. He's been a solid depth guy for us. Got to give him that. He was a second-round pick of San Jose. He's only scored 2 points this playoffs, but still. Okay, so let's have a look. So the next game, if we win this game at home, we are 1 game away from the Stanley Cup finals. Let's do it. Here we go. Come on, Quebec Nordiques at home. Do it in front of your home fans. Spooner against Hischer for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, good. Filppula. Nice one, boy. 13 shots to 9 in favour of the Nordiques. Second period. Oh my lord, it's a 3-3 game. Panarin scores, you should have signed with us. Filppula scores, Carlson scores, Tierney scores, and Hoffman scores. So 28 shots to 22 in favour of Vegas. It's a 3-3 game. Both teams want to take the lead in this series, and James the Real Deal Neal breaks the tie. Nordiques, get a goal back, fellas. Eric Howler scores on Korpisalo. Korpisalo, you've allowed 5 goals in this game. What are you playing at? Nordiques, are we going to turn up? Are we going to turn up today, folks? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, let's just not turn up and give them a 3-2 series lead. How about that? Yeah, it's a good idea. Thanks, Tierney, for turning up right at the last minute. I mean, he scored a pair of goals, but the rest of the team didn't help us out. So, we are facing elimination. We need to try and pull a Game 7 here, folks. We need to take a look at these lines. We need to hold a team meeting. We need to do whatever we can to make sure we get this done. So, Brown, you're going up there again. And Anderson, you can go there. Defense, I don't really know what to do to change you guys. 88, Jonas Brodin. Well, he was at an 88 before, wasn't he? Goalies, Korpisalo still a net. You better not allow 5 goals again this game, Korpisalo. I will not be happy. Right, let's hold a team meeting. See what's going on here, fellas. Okay, if we lose tonight, our fans are calling for some heads. Vatanen and Brown love it. Shattenkirk and Kokoek don't. So, times 8 simulation for this game, fellas. Let's try and pull a Game 7. Let's simulate. If we pull a Game 7 and we win it, what an upset that would be. Brown against Eakin for the opening face-off. A power play early on in the game. We can't quite score on it. Okay. No worries. They haven't had a shot yet. Wow. They had their first shot on goal 10 minutes into the game, and how have they taken the lead? 2 shots, and they've scored the opening goal. That's just unfair, game. Come on. 13 shots on goal for us. 14 shots on goal to their 4, and they're winning. Oh, this is so biased. Second period. Come on, Nordiques. You've got to tie this game up. We're not getting shut out. Power play. Score on the power play, please. Oh, my God. Seriously? Tie the game, Nordiques. You've had 20 shots on goal. Nordiques, tie this game. Tie this game. Tie this game. You don't want to tie this game, do you? You don't even care, do you, Nordiques? 25 shots we've taken, and we haven't scored a single goal. You don't care, do you, Quebec? You just don't care. You don't want to go through to the Stanley Cup finals. You don't want to win a cup, do you? We kill the penalty. Good job. Are you going to turn up, Quebec? Are you going to score a goal? Come on, Nordiques. You're running out of time here, fellas. Turn up. Somebody score for the Nordiques. Somebody turn up. And they haven't. And they haven't. The Quebec Nordiques lose in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. 3 years in the league. Valtteri Filppula's injured. I don't care. Oh, that's the biggest pain in the arse in the world. The other series went to 7 games. We just couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it. We couldn't get it done. In fairness, our best centre was 82 overall. We needed to be better and work harder. Maybe then we wouldn't be in this position. I know all of our players hate it, but that's what you deserve, fellas. It's what you deserve. We lost 1-0 in that game. We got shut out 3 times in the Western Conference Finals. We got 1 shutout. We scored a total of, what, 8 goals. 8 goals in 6 games. Shut out 3 games. 4 games where not a single goal was scored for the opposing team. That's ridiculous. I do not understand you guys. We went over 500 in the playoffs, 10-8, but we need a huge offensive boost next season. We're going to sim to the draft, see what happens. Oh, that is disappointing. I genuinely thought we could have made it to the Stanley Cup finals. I mean, I'm not so disappointed. Oh, let's do a defenseman for 2 weeks in USA. I'm kind of upset because we didn't make it to the finals because we were so close. A contract offer. However, let's see how many teams have offered me a contract. So, Anaheim, Boston, Calgary, Colorado, Detroit, Montreal, Nashville, Pittsburgh, Quebec, St. Louis, Tampa, Winnipeg. So I think there's about 12 teams there that offered us contracts, but, you know, we're staying with the Nordiques. We've got to stay with the Nordiques. We'd be silly not to. So the Vegas Golden Knights ended up winning the Stanley Cup. 3 years after joining the National Hockey League, they did get the first overall pick, or some very high draft picks for the first few years. 3 years into the league, and the Vegas Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup. There you go. There you go. So, we could have done that, but we didn't. We lost. Who did they play in the finals, and how many games did it take? Let's have a look. 6 games against Washington. Washington made it all the way to the finals. Ovi could have won the Stanley Cup, but the new franchise gets it done. What happened in the AHL then? Rochester won. I don't think our team made it, did they? No, our team didn't make it. What a surprise. Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame. We made it all the way. We were literally 6 wins. 6 wins away from winning the Stanley Cup. And we just couldn't do it. Oh, that is a huge blow. Oh, it's so upsetting. But, I mean, our defence is sound. Our defensive core is solid. We need a booster offense. I think if we get a booster offense, we will be a solid team next season. Next season, ladies and gents, it's Stanley Cup or bust. You heard it here first. So, did we get any? I don't think we got any of the picks in here, did we? No. I'm not even sure we have our first round pick. We got 85% of the suites done and concession happiness. Yeah, whatever. Shut up. So, let's view our retired players. Anybody from our team calling it a day? Doesn't look like it. What about goalies? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. So, let's take a look at the league as a whole. Who's decided to call it a day? Marian Hossa, even though he's technically retired. Oh, excuse me. Henrik Zetterberg, Marian Gaborik, Duncan Keith, Patrick Sharp, David Bacchus, Antoine Vermette, Dustin Brown, Lee Stepniak, Nathan Horton. That's a shame. Christian Ehrhoff. Is anybody for Vegas? Did Vegas have anybody retire in their final season? Ben Lovejoy. No, yeah, Ben Lovejoy. Retired as a Stanley Cup champion. Lucky bastard. Anybody else? Nope, these are all free agents. Okay, not a problem. So, we move to the, what draft pick do we have in this draft? Will this be able to show us? We have the first round. Oh, yes, we have the first round of Chicago. We have our first round. So, let's take a look at what draft picks we actually have, shall we? So, we have one first rounder this year. No, because it's the 2020. Yeah, sorry. So, we have 2 first rounders this year. Don't know why they've decided to sort them like that. Wait, where are all of our picks? I'm so confused. So we have 2 first round, 3. What? I do not know what that's doing there. We'll find out when we get to the draft. Who cares? So the NHL entry draft is here, and that means we are going to end this episode here, ladies and gentlemen. In 2 years, we have made it to 2 Western Conference finals, but unfortunately, we still haven't done enough in order to win the Stanley Cup. Next episode, we will go through our 2020 off-season and hopefully be ready to win the Stanley Cup next season. So yes, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye!